Hello students, welcome to YouTube channel Vidya for Success. Dear students, in this video, let us study the concept of computer languages. So what is a computer language? So before that, we need to have an idea regarding what is a language. So language is nothing but a means of communication between two people. So if two people, if they want to communicate, then they need a medium of communication. Either earlier there was no communication like English, Kannada, or any other what to say well-known language was not there. So then they were using certain sign languages. But now, as the human developed, he started using certain languages, communication languages, maybe English, Greek, Latin, like that. So now we are having developed communication set of languages which can be used to communicate with a variety of people living in different parts of the world. Similarly, if we have to communicate with the computer, we will also require a language. Such a language which help us to communicate a user or a programmer with a computer is called as a programming language. Okay, so with the help of a programming language, a user will be able, or else he can tell the computer what he wants it to do. He can give specific instructions. So what is a computer language? So computer language is a means of way of communicating with a particular computer. So what is computer programming then? What is programming language then? So programming language is a set of rules which user has to follow to instruct the computer about what operation to be performed. Okay, so here in the definition you can notice here computer language is a set of rules. What is rules? Rules are nothing but protocols, certain regulations which we need to follow. Okay, so if a user wants to direct a computer to perform certain activity, then user needs to communicate with the computer in a proper way. He has to follow certain rules. So these set of rules using which we can guide the computer, we can instruct the computer about regarding what operation it has to perform, then such a language is referred as programming language. In programming language, there are different types. When we started developing the computers, in the beginning, we had one version of programming language which was very difficult to use. But later, as the evolution with respect to computer began, a new breed of programming languages came into existence. So, keeping all these things in mind, the complete programming language are classified into two types. The first one is referred as low level language, and the second one is called as high level languages. So there are two types of programming languages. The first one is low level language, another one is high level language. Under low level language, there are two more varieties. The first one is machine level language, and this another variety is assembly language. Similarly, under high level languages, there are two more varieties: specific purpose languages, and another one is general purpose languages. So let us study each one of them in detail. Now let us talk about machine level language. Before that, let me give you few idea regarding low level language. So what do you mean by low level or machine level language? Nothing but a language which is written, or else which is instructions are given in terms of zeros and one. Why? Because the computer can understand only 0 and 1. That is the what to say language of hardware. That is the language of a machine. That is the language of a computer. Computer can't understand anything else. It can't understand English or any other language. So if a computer has to perform certain activity, if the user wants to give certain instruction, then that can be done only with a low level language. Among low level, there are two more varieties. The two varieties among which we are talking now is machine level language. So what is a machine level language? So it is a language where we will be using zeros and ones. Okay, so it is a basic language. It is a primary language of computer representing data as ones and zeros. Okay, so here another beautiful thing about machine level language is since already the program is written in zeros and one, here there is no need for a translator to convert the zeros and one to some other language, and so that the computer, the machine can understand. Because since the machine is well versed with zeros and one, that is binary language, Easily they can understand this language, so there is no need of translator. But on the other hand, this language is very difficult to use and to remember, because it involves a lot of sequence of zeros and ones, everything you need to remember them. So it is a very difficult procedure. It is just like using a James Bond car with directly without going through all the manuals. Okay, if you go through the manual, then you cannot drive the car. If you want to drive the car, then you have to go through the manual. So it's a very difficult procedure. So here also a machine level language, it involves lot of to say instructions, and all these instructions are represented in terms of sequence of zeros and ones. So for your benefit, I am given here a particular table having a machine code. For example, here 0011 followed by 4010. They are indicating to load the value of 2 into the accumulator. Similarly, to stop execution, to stores, to load, to add values, for each and everything there will be a sequence of zeros and 1, which we, the user or the programmer, find it difficult to use them. Okay, so that's why of late we started neglecting this language. But this machine level language is having its own importance if you want to program at a very low level, that is directly if you want to give instruction to the machines, then you have to use machine level programming language. Next, in machine level programming languages, for example, we will be having instructions. So the instructions given in the machine level language will be having two parts. Now let us consider those two parts. The first part is operation code, and the second part is called as operand. So let us consider one instruction. So please notice here there is one instruction 0001 0011 this is one instruction. So this instruction will be having two parts. So whatever the instruction written in machine language, they will be carrying two parts. So this is the first part. The first part talks about operation code, OP code. So nothing but what type of operation we are intending to perform, whether we are adding, loading, storing, executing, or else executing from the complete program, or printing, what operation that will be performed, that will be indicated by the first 4 bits. Okay, so always the first 4 bit of any instruction in machine level language will indicate what is the operation that is performed, that is called as OP code. And the next 8 bits followed by these 4 bits will be referring to the operand, nothing but address or the location on which this particular code will be operated. We are, let us say we are adding 2 numbers. So from where we are considering the 2 numbers, that location, that address will be represented by using 8 bits. Okay, so all the instructions in machine language will be having 2 parts, OP code and operand. OP code will talk about the performing operation, and the operand will give us idea regarding where is the location on where we want to perform a specific operation. Okay, next, followed by now let us understand the advantages and disadvantages of machine level language. So as we have gone through the machine level language, we came to know that the language, the complete language using which we are communicating with the computer, is written in terms of sequence of zeros and 1. So is it easy? No, it is not easy. But for the computer it is easy, very easy, because it doesn't need to employ any other software for translation. So no translation or no compilation. This is one of the advantage of machine level language. Next, coming to the disadvantage. So difficult to program, difficult to modify, and to debug the errors. In case if you want to write a big program, lengthy program, then you have to go through the entire manual of these codings, so that you have to write the very efficient program. And if you want to modify it, very difficult. And also if you want to debug, in case if there are any errors, if you want to remove those errors, then also it is a difficult procedure. On top of all these things, very disadvantage with this machine level language, or else completely low level language, disadvantage is they are completely machine dependent programming language. So what is machine dependent programming language? Nothing but program written for a particular machine cannot be run on any other machine. Let us say that at home you are developing a program to find factorial of a particular number. So the program what you have developed, it works finely in your system at home, but the same program, if you copy and if you want to use it in some other system, you cannot run it, because the machine level language is completely machine dependent. It all, because while programming we take into consideration what is a memory, what is a registers, all these taking all these things into consideration will be programming. So that's why these low level machine programming language, that is machine level and assembly level language, they are machine dependent programming language. So that is one of the major drawback of the machine level programming language. The next language under low level is assembly level language. As there were a lot of difficulties with low level language, that is especially here machine level language, the programmers or the developers, they developed a new set of programming language. They are referred as assembly level language. So in machine level, everything was done in zeros and one. You need to write entire program in zeros and one. It is a very difficult task altogether. So now the researchers or the programmers, they came up with a new programming language called as assembly level language. Here we, instead of using the sequence of zeros and one, we started using certain symbols or else using certain letters. They are referred as mnemonics. So using these letters or symbols which substitute zeros and one, mnemonics, you can write any program. So this is the, what to say, basis of assembly level language. So an assembly level language is a low level programming language that allows user to write programs using letters and symbols which are more easily remembered. So these letters or symbols that are used in assembly level language are referred as mnemonics. Okay, so using which we will be programming the computer. And here you need not have to remember each and every sequence of zeros and ones. So a little bit easy life here. Next, the program written using this assembly level language is not in terms of zeros and one. It will be written using letters and certain symbols. For example, we will be using add to add two numbers. For example, str to store, prt to print, like that. We will be using certain symbols instead of zeros and ones. Since we are using mnemonics, that is letters and symbols, computer can't understand. So there is a problem. So what needs to be done now? So we need a translator which can translate these mnemonics or letters and symbols into a zeros and one. Okay, so we were using certain translators so that the translator can convert these letters and symbols to zeros and ones. Next, you can see I have considered an example for assembly level language. These are all mnemonics: SUB, RET, ENDP, CMP, compare, JLP to jump the loop, like that. Okay, these are all the mnemonics, nothing but certain symbols or letters. They will be used, they will be substituting the zeros and one. So they are referred as mnemonics. This is the spelling MNEMONICS, mnemonics, using which we will be writing programs. Now let us discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of assembly level language. So talking about advantage. So in a machine level language, we were referring to the codes, that is zeros and ones. We need to remember them. So it was a difficult procedure. So we move forward, we started using certain symbols and letters. So nothing but mnemonics. So here mnemonic code is easy to remember and you can understand it, you can modify easily and you can debug them in case if there are any errors. So that's the advantage. And talking about the disadvantage, the machine dependent and takes longer to code. So even if it is a little improvement over the machine level language, even here the assembly level language is a machine dependent programming language. Nothing but it takes, if you have written a program in a particular machine, that program cannot be copied and you cannot execute it in another machine. So that's nothing but machine dependability, and it takes a longer time to execute because here program needs to be converted from assembly language to machine language. Nothing but we have to use a translator here. For example, here in this language we will be using assembler. So assembler is a software which converts assembly level language to machine level language. So you need to take the help of this translator which converts the assembly level language to machine level, and then later you have to execute. Nothing but it takes longer time. So this is the advantage. Now let us talk about the high level language. So what do you mean by high level language? Nothing but the language where the codes or instructions are written in user understandable language. Nothing but you can refer it as English. So here we will be writing the entire programs or series of instructions in English vocabulary. So which is very easy. It's not difficult like low level programming language or machine level language. So user can easily remember them, you can use them. So here you need not have to use any symbols. You'll be using ordinary English vocabulary, using which we will be writing all the programs. So what is high level language? A language designed to make programming easier through use of familiar English words and symbols. So they are referred as high level language. So examples for high level languages are programming languages are BASIC is one programming language. Similarly COBOL, Fortran, Pascal, C, C++, Java. So these are all examples for high level programming language. Since here the program is written in high level language, again you need to take the help of a software called translator. Translator will convert high level programming language to machine level programming language. Then only we can execute the program. Okay, now talking about the advantages. So what are the advantages of high level language? So programming is very easier. Okay, and also apart from that, here the programming language, whether it is C, C++, whatever the high level languages, are machine independent. So these programming languages are machine independent, easy to learn and understand. So you can easily write, you can easily, if you want, you can change it. Debugging and modifying the program is also easy. Then what about the disadvantage? High level languages is slower in execution because you have to add on too many modules, and also you need to translate from high level to low level, so it takes a lot of time. And apart from taking time, it needs little more memory compared with assembly and machine level language. Requires more memory. So these are the advantages and disadvantages. So in this video we have gone thoroughly, and we have studied what is a computer language and what are the different types of computer language in detail. Thank you.